Hey everyone, welcome back. Billy from the LM Cases Custom Integration Department here, and today we're going to take a look at a cool entertainment center case that we finished up. So this is a standardized part for us. This is an all-in-one entertainment center with an electronic lift, a sound system, and a 16-space rack in there. So taking a look at the top here, we are using a 55-inch Sony LED LCD TV that is mounted on an electronic lift and is controlled by this 16-space rack section right here. So looking at this, let's start at the top. The system is powered by this very nice looking and gratuitous green button. So once you hit that green button, the system will power on or off in a specific order, so that the system processor down here, which is the DBX Zone Pro 641, can turn on in sequence with the sound system so that you don't have any weird popping or anything like that when you turn it on. So to shut it off, we'll just hit the screen button and you'll notice the status light turns off, and then our 3 banks will turn off. So here we go. Okay, so looking at the panel here, as I mentioned previously, we do have the green button that activates the system power, the analog incandescent green light that shows when the system is ready to be used. Moving on, we have a switch that controls the monitor lift that goes up, makes it go up and down. This is a momentary switch. This allows the monitor to stop at fixed positions. So as soon as you release the switch, the monitor lift stops. There's also a remote control pendant that comes with this. So if you just want to click it and have it go all the way up or down, you can do that. As far as charging goes, there are 2 courtesy outlets here on the front that have USBs. And then also there are an additional 5 USB-A's mounted in this panel. So in looking at this, there are 7 USB ports available for the top. Now these panels are custom built per order, so you can get these configured however you want. This particular client opted for USB-A. You can also do USB-A and C, USB-C, or you can do an additional 4 USB-A's in this, which go in conjunction with the 5 that are in the panel. There's also a line level audio output built into the panel, so this duplicates the full range audio send. So if you need to send audio from this case to a larger sound system, you can. This is an auxiliary HDMI input that allows you to plug something in to the TV. There is an auxiliary audio input that if you want to plug an iPod or something like that in just to play music, you can. And the volume for that is used with the device. So if you want it to be louder, just make your device go louder, or softer, etc. is all done there. There isn't an independent control of this to make it very easy to use. And then there's also a USB 3.0 that connects to the monitor. So the purple piece in here is our DBX Zone Pro 641. So this handles all of the system processing, EQ, time alignment, and routing for the system. And I spec this one because it doesn't have any front controls on it. Most people don't even know what this is. So this can live fully configured from us here at LM. You need a PC to configure this so that nobody can mess around with system tunings. And the reason why we do that is primarily the users for these types of systems are schools or people who don't really have a lot of technical abilities. So that generally just kind of helps keep service calls to a minimum if people can't touch things. So next piece down is a discontinued, this is actually the last one that we have in stock, the Furman D10 PFP 10 outlet 1U power distribution unit. I love those. I'm sad that they discontinued those. We've got a 4U rack drawer just for manuals and gratuitous cables. We do have a lot of kind of custom-y cables that we built. I'll mention this once we get to the back, but we do have 2 RCA to XLR cables that we built for this, an 1/8-inch 10-foot input cable, and some SDIs. So I'm going to leave a description or a list in the description that just shows a lot of the standardized things that we built in terms of paneling and cables. So if you do want to check it out, you can. So this I/O panel right here is a custom panel that the customer ordered from us. It has a ZC1 zone controller. So these are cool. These come configured from DBX. You can make them whatever you want. So there's a whole bunch. This one is a volume knob. They have a volume with a mute. You can change different scenes and things like that. This is just a straight volume knob, and we have a little P-Touch label on there that says line 1 and 2 input volume. So when you're looking at the panel here, there are 2 audio inputs. So what this customer is using this case for is they want to have this backstage, and they want to primarily use it for paging and watching show program material. So they want to take an SDI feed or an HDMI feed, feed it to this case, and then have a monitoring of a comm signal. So if it's, if the stage manager is calling a show, you know when it's time for you to go out. So because of that, we assigned this line 1 and 2 inputs to control the volume of that. So you can have a constant volume coming in from the TV or the auxiliary, and then you can control the secondary input. So the DBX Zone Pro is actually a commercial unit, so it's designed for paging. So we just assigned priority to the TV signal being the primary audio signal, and then the paging one will duck that signal and bring it in. So if you're watching some type of program material of the show and you hear a stage manager's call, it'll mute or auto dim the show material and give priority to the stage manager direction. The power is in this case. This is a standard I/O panel for us at LM. It has a true 1 in and out courtesy and a courtesy duplex on the front, and then 4 additional D punches. So this is just giving the client a bit of flexibility, so that if they change the way that this configuration is in the future, they have the way to be able to do that. So looking at the front here, this is a 1/2-inch marine grade plastic front fascia piece. These are expanded metal grills that we custom make here. These are custom press bent to match the speakers, which, speaking of, these are KRK Rocket speakers. This was a customer request that we use these. We're happy to install whatever speakers that you like. They just happen to request these. So let's take a look at the inside of this case. All right, so looking at the back of the case, the right-hand section here has a removable panel that protects the TV during use. So this is a 1/2-inch marine grade plastic panel. It has Southco latches that allow it to slam in. And this basically just very simply protects the monitor while the case is in use. I mean, everything's laced down pretty good, but just in case something happens to fall back, the monitor is protected. So looking at the back of the speakers here, everything is super nice and neat. All the audio connections are made out of star quad cable and terminated with Neutrik NC3 connectors. The sub uses right-angled XLR connectors just because of the depth. So looking at the control side of things, standard wiring procedure goes, all of the cables are labeled at both ends so that you know exactly what everything is in terms of troubleshooting. So if something comes unplugged, or, if, say, for example, you're looking at the back of the power sequencer, you know what each plug is. So you know which bank turns on, and, et cetera, for troubleshooting. The DBX system processor does use 4 RCA inputs in addition to 2 mic line inputs. So what we did for this one, because it does have a patch panel on the front, the 2 RCA connections that you're seeing in the back of the system processor right now, the one on the right is just the panel input, and then the one on the left, or to the left of that one, is the TV. So there are another 2 RCAs open. So in terms of future integration, we added these RCA to XLR connectors so that if you want to either patch the I/O panel on the front into the back, you can do that via the RCA jacks. Or also, we added a Phoenix connector. Well, let me do this so you can see it. The green Phoenix connector in there to these 2 XLR tails, so that you can also patch audio inputs in via that way. Or if there's a format converter or anything like that, there are 2 different ways to access that, so you don't have to have a funky adapter. I don't think that most people are rolling with a RCA to XLR adapter, so I figured it would be good if we made those just to have it. There is the DBX ZC1 control on the front. That's a fully configurable and programmable control. Right now I have that configured to adjust the lines of the mic line inputs on there. So as I mentioned on the front, they just want to use this as auxiliary audio. That's just a good way to have it in there. And then the other cool thing with the DBX Zone Pro, because it's primarily designed for commercial paging and commercial like restaurant applications, it has a ducking or paging priority. So we assign first priority so that it's the TV and the sound system, and then second priority would be any paging. So ironically enough, we're actually using that as its intended purpose for this bid or for this build, because it's taking comm signals and basically just using it as an offstage paging kind of device. So anyway, if you have any questions, you can email me direct, billy@lmcases.com, or you can check us out online, lmcases.com, or check us out on Instagram, lm_cases. Thanks for stopping by. Hope everybody has a great day.